What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and I don't think I need to tell you who this is, but in case you don't know, I'm gonna tell you anyway. This is Nasir Jones, world famous rapper, MC, musician, actor, and just somebody that whose music I thoroughly enjoy. And I figured, I was like, you know what? I was like, who was going to be on my list of people to draw? Who was going to be? And I was like, you know what? I went through all the lists. I was like, okay, I got this person, this person, this person. I was like, you know what? I have to. I gotta put Nas on there. I got to. I had to. Like, it was mandatory that I have him on it. I just couldn't. I couldn't imagine myself drawing all these different figures and I not put him in there. I got to do it. I got to do it. So the first time I ever heard Nas, I remember it very clear. I don't remember where I was, but I remember hearing the first words I heard was "Freedom of jail clips asserted. My baby's being born. Same time my man's murdered. The beginning and end." And I remember hearing that line, that one simple line. I was young, but I remember that one. Like the first time I heard that line, I remembered that line. I didn't know who said it, but I just know that whoever, like, that was a cool line. Even as a child, I knew that was a cool line. And I did my little research. I found out like who said that. And then later on, I got a little older, and I heard that line again. And this is when I've heard Nas's later stuff. But then I remember hearing like the name. I heard Nas. I said, okay, I know the name, so let me look it up. Let me look up the name. So I looked up the name, and I was going through all of his songs just to find that one line. Excuse me, that one line. And then I found it. I was going through his old stuff, and I got to I started from his beginning of this catalog to the end, and I got to Nas's life. So I played it, and I heard as soon as I heard the beat, I said, that's him. As soon as I heard the beat, I immediately knew that was the guy that I had heard. I knew it was, but I wanted to make sure. So I listened, and the first line of the song is "Freedom of jail clips inserted. My baby's being born same time a man's murdered. The beginning and the end." And I was like, that's him. Like that's. So I just sat down and I just listened for the whole thing. I said, okay, now that I know the song, now that I got the song down pat, I just want to hear. I just want to hear the rest of the song. Because when I first heard that line, I heard it in somebody's car, but they were driving away. They were playing the music loud, and I heard the line, but they were driving away, so I couldn't actually hear the rest of the words to the song. So I was just stuck with that line in my head. But once I found the song, and I listened to the song, I was like, okay, that's what he's saying. I was trying to figure out the rest of the song. I was trying to figure out what was the rest of the words he was saying, because that one line caught my attention, but I couldn't find the rest of the words. So once I found the rest of the words too, I was like, okay, this is crazy. This dude, because by that point I already heard the rest of his stuff, but that one song just caught my head. So once I found that one song, I was like, okay, my life is complete now. My life is complete now. I now know the song. I get it. Then I heard what was the other song? I'm trying to remember the rest of the rest of the song titles. But then I heard was you talking about the Brown Dachshund. Nobody in my hood got one because he told a story. You know, the story was him on the block and stuff. I seen you front in the street. She's tucking and she's turning with heat beats bumping. On the street she was wildin'. Talk about how you ran the alley in '89. Got back, time to backtrack. I had to drop so high the fuck I could clap. Like that song. All he seen was a Brown Dachshund. Hey yo, nobody in my hood got one. Like his way of telling stories, and he told it in a very smooth, mellow manner. And his delivery was such that like he delivered it in a way it's like very, very mellow. It's like he was sitting down with you, just telling you the stories, and you just sitting around like, what? Like, really? This happened and this happened and this happened? Yeah. Like he was like an uncle sitting you down and talking to you just about how, his life. Then I remember when he and Jay-Z had that battle, which was crazy. I remember when Ether came out. Now, I'll be honest with you. I personally like Takeover better. Because as a song, Takeover caught my attention. I mean, as a battle, it was just two MCs going at it, throwing balls at each other. But I liked Takeover better. Even though, as you said, I'm drawing those, but I prefer Takeover. I liked it better. So what, Sydney? But his lyrical ability, his storytelling, I believe he's one of the best storytellers ever in hip hop. He's one of the best storytellers. And I love his album Life is Good. I think it was slept on, but I love that album. Like with Cherry Wine with Amy Winehouse, one of my favorite albums from him. It was like the last time you hear her. But I love the fact that after that whole the battle with he and Jay-Z, how they got on songs together and did music together, which goes to show that not everything is a beef. Not everything is I gotta kill him. Blah 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 blah. He said this. I gotta go find him and shoot him. I mean, it could have went that way. I mean, we could have had another Tupac and Biggie situation, but I believe that they learned. Well, I know they learned from that particular time because they lived through it. They were around during that time when you had the old East Coast West Coast thing and the whole the Tupac and Biggie dying and all that stuff. They were around to see the end results of that. They were around to know that this ain't the way to do it. This is not smart. Just don't do nobody any good. And at the end, you end up just having two more lost souls that can contribute to hip hop, but instead, ego may get in the way, and So they realized that it just ain't, it wasn't worth it. So they mended fences, you know, and they did music together, which is beautiful. Let's see. Gotcha. But he's one of my favorite rappers. I believe he's in the top five. He's in my top five. I would put him in like number two and number three. That's just me personally. Because his music is, I mean, he has music that you can, you know, dance to, but a lot of his music, which is what I prefer, is music that you can sit down to and listen to. That's the kind of music he makes. You sit down and you just, on a good Saturday night, just sit down and just listen to his music and just take in his message, what he's trying to say. I like that. That's what I like. That's what I like about his music. His music is what I call sit down music. It's not stand up music. It's sit down music, chill music. Because with him, you know, he don't just rap. He tells stories. He tells a lot of vivid stories that you really got to sit down and really contemplate and think about and break down what he's saying. So. Gotta do my little shadow thing. You know how I do. Yeah, I like how this came out. This came out pretty good. Sign my name on it. Sign my name on it. Let's see. 6/2/2017 with the signature on it. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Nas. Hope you all enjoyed this drawing. Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will catch you all later. Peace.